straight behind the gun or bladed. Today I'm going to give you my 2 cents on when you should be bladed behind the gun or straight behind the gun. I've gained this knowledge through experience in classes that I've taken with various instructors, and I just want to do a little bit of deep dive to hopefully help you guys get a good understanding on when to use this in different situations. So modern shooting stance when shooting a rifle, we all know now, is behind the gun like this, okay? Our support hand is all the way forward on the rifle to gain maximum stability when standing and shooting, maneuverability. We can move and support the rifle and get the most ability to control recoil and to get a nice shot standing like this with our support hand all the way forward. You don't really see this anymore. So most of the time now, all the way forward on the handguard, right? To gain maximum stability. That's the name of the game, is to gain stability on the rifle, to get the most support possible, to take a nice, accurate shot, follow-up shots, and control recoil. So when I'm going to monopod off of the magazine, I'm going to drop down like so, and I'm monopoding off of the magazine now. So what you see a lot of guys doing or teaching is to be straight behind the gun like so. You're zeroing your rifle, or you're just trying to see how accurate your rifle is, whatever, what have you, you're training. A lot of guys, you'll see them over the top like this, right? They're trying to drive the magazine down, drive the gun into their shoulder, and we all know after you fire a few shots, this is not really optimal. Same thing with down here. Your pivot point is right here, and your hand's right on the pivot point. You're trying to control that, and you can't really control that. So, you know, we're standing and shooting. We want to be way up on the rifle like this. You grip out here, you can't plant your elbow on the ground, so that's not really gaining. It's better, but it's not as stable. So this is the moment that I would blade behind the rifle like so, right? My upper body is still pretty in line with the rifle, but now, as the more that I blade, I can get that elbow planted on the ground, and I can get my support hand up here, like this, and I can gain some pretty good stability. I'm not way over here with my upper body, introducing parallax and weird stuff going on, having to do some weird stuff like this. My upper body is still behind the rifle, okay? My elbows are planted firmly to the ground, and I have nice support of the rifle, and I can really lock in. Another way to gain even more stability is introducing the sling. I'm going to tighten it down so it's real tight around my back, and then I'm going to grab my support hand and grab around the sling and pinch it against the handguard, and I'm going to gain even more stability like that when shooting prone, and my dot's able to stay nice and stable. So again, the name of the game is stability. Do I have forward support on my rifle to control recoil, to hold the rifle in place, to get a natural point of aim? Do I have that support? So you have to ask yourself that question. Do I have forward support on the rifle? Yes or no? Okay, no. How do I do that? This is a method to do that. I'm not saying straight behind the gun is right or wrong. It's all contextual. What am I doing? What is the goal? And how do I gain stability for what I'm trying to do, right? So that's the method for that. All right, so using this rifle, when would I not be bladed behind the gun? Okay, I have this box here. I'm going to shoot off of this box. This is a point that I can get stability from the box. You have a barricade, whatever, a wall, something like that. So I'm going to drop behind it, and I'm going to gain stability from the box, and then C-clamping put my hand against the box and then C-clamping around the hand guard, and I'm going to gain stability. I'm going to get a good natural point of aim, and I'm straight behind the rifle. I'm not bladed. I've seen guys do this off of ladders or whatever, you know, and what they do, if they're too far to the side bladed, you know, doing some weird stuff like that, they introduce parallax and you'll miss dramatically. So straight behind the gun with this, we're gaining support and stability. That's the name of the game. And I'm gaining that support and stability from the box, the barricade, the wall, whatever. So now shooting prone, when are we going to be straight behind the gun? Right? I think it's a pretty easy thing to understand, but if I'm using a bipod or a tripod or something like that, that's another form of forward support on the rifle. So here, knees to the ground, drop the rifle, finding my good natural point of aim, and now I'm straight behind the rifle, okay? Because I have forward support from the bipod, so I'm not going to need to be bladed. The goal here is good recoil management and good stability, right? So I asked myself a question, okay, I have a bipod, so I shouldn't be bladed behind the gun. For me, it's the most natural way to shoot. And straight behind the gun. And I can introduce a bag here, okay, on rear support. Right now, I'm just gonna C-clamp it into my shoulder. Straight behind the gun, adjusting my hips. I might have a buddy check me. If we're zeroing, hey man, how do I look? Oh, adjust your elbow. Whatever. Gonna gain a lot of stability on the backside with both of my elbows firmly on the ground. My hips are flat against the ground. My heels, my feet, everything's flat on the ground. And now you can see I'm very straight behind the rifle. With these nice CTR stocks, they're nice and thin. I don't really need a cheek riser. I feel like they push my face further away from the gun. A lot of guys like them, but this is just a preference thing for me. The CTR stock is nice and thin. I can get it right on the side of my neck against my collarbone, and I can get my face now nice on the gun. So I hope this answers some questions, guys, on when to be bladed behind the gun, when to be straight behind the gun. And again, I'm no expert. This is just stuff that I've learned through training over the years on positional shooting, and there's a whole lot more to it, but I hope that this clears some things up. Remember, the name of the game is stability on your rifle. Forward stability, rear stability, where that comes from. You're gonna have to get reps and practice this stuff. You can do all of this stuff dry, and then to confirm, live fire, see what your rifle's doing, see the recoil impulse. You might have to adjust some things, your body, your hands, your trigger presses, whatever, depending on, you know, how your rifle recoils. But I hope this helps. Drop some questions down below if you have any. And if you want to check out any of our gear, go to flatlinefiberco.com, and we appreciate the support.